What is up, everybody? It's Chris Tagg, or the Average Guy. Whatever you want to call me, I don't care. Just keep it nice. But if you're anything like me and like most other hopeful kids out there who want to go on to be a pro athlete that just don't have the build or athleticism, you're going to wind up somewhere in between never going to make it in a pro sport and a boy back in my day speech. You're going to tell your grandchildren about almost winning a state football championship game when you were a junior in high school, only to go on and fail in a semi-pro football league where helmets are still made out of leather or some shit like that. But I digress. I'm here to let you know that there is hope for you. There was hope for me, but long past now. But I have compiled the top 5 lists of sports that you can succeed at being a little on the heavier side. Or just fat. And if you don't know anything about me, I'm the kind of kid that tried to supersize a 20-piece chicken nugget. And in a video just recently I recorded myself going through a Burger King drive-thru. So I know a little bit of something about being overweight and fat, but there is hope for you yet. So without further ado, let's go ahead and make it right into that top 5 list in no particular order. But here we go. All right, folks, in the number 5 slot, we have to have one of my favorite sports to date on this list, and that is going to be that of curling. If you're anywhere where it's cold and there's snow, you probably know what this sport is. Oh, Canada. But if you're somewhere in the southern hemisphere, you are probably so confused. But that's all right, folks. It is a sport that requires, in my opinion, very little athleticism, maybe some hand-eye coordination, but let's be honest, not much athleticism skill goes into this one. If you're good enough to be a janitor, you're good enough to sweep this curling stone down the lane. Now, if you want to compare a curling stone to something that you might have to lift, in my opinion, I like to do things according to how much weight it is in gallons of ice cream. And a curling stone weighs anywhere between 38 and 48 US pounds, if you want to go that way. And that's like, I don't know, 5 gallons of ice cream. So if I could push 5 gallons of ice cream down an icy lane, I think I could be good at this one. And the only port, you have to do one lunge. Okay, there's 9 ends in this sport. What's ends? What are 9 ends? What is that? So 9 times you have to do a lunge. And let's say the 9th time you can just sit down there if you fall over. That sounds like a gift to me. Literally, this sport is just as athletic as kneeling before an NFL football game. But I'm not going to get into that, you know what I mean? But that's why this sport's coming in at top 5, because it is exciting, it is fun, and for a fatter person, you're in a colder atmosphere, you're going to fit right in, you got that extra padding for you, and all you really have to do is, if you're going to be the thrower, or we'll call him the kneeler, all you got to do is gently slide down a stone, down a lane of ice, and then you got 2 people that just sweep. And like I said, if you could be a successful janitor, you could be a successful curler. So that's number 5, let's move on to number 4. All right. I know what you guys are thinking. When were you going to add bowling to the list? So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to slide it in here at number 4. And I can speak from experience that you have to be the slightest bit athletic, if that, to be good at bowling. Because I competed at bowling at pretty high levels. I competed in a lot of tournaments. And I myself am some of the fattest out there in the world. I say some, like I'm 2 people, because that's how big I am. So I know for a fact you do not have to be athletic to do this. And if you think about bowling, I was watching some bowling videos. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I enjoy watching them. But one of the best bowlers in the world doesn't even use all the finger holes. And he uses 2 hands like he's shooting a potty shot in basketball. They've made it easier for us. You can literally just launch it down with 2 hands. You have to take at most 6 steps. You're letting the weight of the ball do all of the work for you. You have to have the smallest amount of wrist action with maybe a slightly strong forearm. But if I'm being honest, all you other fat fucks like me with your hand in the Cheetos bag right now, you probably have a strong forearm. You know what I mean, because you're probably going to finish up this video and go put that forearm to work. So you can be successful in bowling with just doing your everyday routine. You gotta have some hand-eye coordination, but that's about it. You got the forearm thing down, because I know you do. And other than that, if you can't take 6 steps, then there's less hope out there for you than I thought there actually was. Because even I could take 6 steps. But anyway, that's number 4. You got bowling. I've seen it in work. You don't have to be athletic. You can be a large and in-charge fellow like myself, and you can be successful. So, with that being said, let's move on to number 3. Coming in the 3rd slot is going to be professional darts, or just darts. And darts is arguably my favorite on this whole entire list, because I am convinced that there is not a single in-shape person that competes in darts. Every video I've ever watched with the guy in the background going, 180! There has never been just some skinny dude, muscle-bound dude, never a guy holding a canister of whey in one arm and creatine in the other. It's always some dude just like myself who just left the pub or the bar that went to go compete at the highest level in their sport, and that's professional darts. Literally, a dartboard is 7.925 inches. No, 7 feet. 7 feet. 9.25 inches away from you. That's the furthest you have to walk in this sport. You can leisurely stroll up there, and you might even turn around to give a wave to the crowd before you casually walk to get your darts out of the board that you just threw. And if I just think about it, you literally are competing in a sport where you throw something at something, walk less than 10 feet to go pick up that something, and win thousands of dollars. If there's nothing that screams up my alley more than that, it is professional eating. And I'm not even adding that to the list because I thought that was a given. But this is almost up there in professional eating, but I actually think you have to be more in shape to be a professional eater than you do have to play professional darts. Again, I can speak to these sports. I can relate to these sports because I, again, am somewhat good at darts, not to brag, but it's a fat guy sport. It's a fat guy's world. We rule. That's why darts is coming in at number 3. And if I did have to make a list, it would probably be the number 1 overall fat guy non-athletic sport that you could possibly play. But anyway, I don't want to get any more off topic than I already do, so let's go ahead and move on to number 2. Okay, coming in at number 2 is one that was a little tough for me to put up here because I'm still not convinced it's an actual sport. But shit, ESPN lists it on their pages as being a sport, so I'm going to roll with it, and that is esports. But let's just cut the shit and call it video gamers, okay? Those are my favorite because those are my people. Those are my type of people. I play video games far way too much than I do. I know that you can be good at this sport without actually being in shape at all. I mean, swear to God, I don't want to single anybody out, but the one guy that comes to mind, if you guys know the COD community, is Arcides, okay? There's Arcides and Pristini. These fucking guys are twins, but I am convinced that they used to be triplets, and we can all guess what happened to the third one. Yeah, that's right, Arcides ate him. But anyway, moving forward, this guy right here is at the top of his game. I mean, you have to sit there. You obviously have to have more than one chin to succeed at esports. You sit for long periods of time. You have to be able to drink Mountain Dew. You got to be able to eat your Cheetos. You got to be able to drink your Monster Energy drinks. And you got to move your thumbs. That's about it. Like, literally, I'm not going to sit there and defend that. Yeah, to be good at video games, you have to have the endurance to sit there for 12 hours. Fuck no, that's incorrect. Again, you don't, okay? I can argue the fact that it's a sport. I can get behind that. Is it an endurance sport? Not at all. You can be successful. You can be the best in esports in any game with having zero athletic skill whatsoever. Literally, if you, the exception of phase sensor, there's not a single one of the bunch that probably is in shape whatsoever. Whether it be too fat, too skinny, who cares? You can be the best in the world at this sport, win hundreds of thousands of dollars, be popular on Twitch, popular on YouTube, popular anywhere, get all the sponsorships, and you can be a fat fuck. I'm telling you, it is a life. It should be a dream, and all parents should support their kids if they want to say, I'm going to be a professional video gamer. Because fuck, nowadays it's possible. But anyway, let's go to the top slot. Like I said, it's in no particular order, but let's just go to number 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the list, or the top of the list, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Just keep it nice. No, I'm just kidding. We have reached that part of the list, and I wanted to throw this one on here because I was watching some videos of sports that I thought, I'm gonna look at some videos to see if this one's athletic or not, and I'm gonna put shooting, right? Shooting. It's an Olympic sport. Shooting in my number 1 slot, and let me tell you why. I mean, literally, this dude is lying down. I don't know of any other sports you can do lying down, motionless, on your stomach, and you're shooting a sniper rifle, and that is a sport. There can't be another sport that can take this top slot that allows you to not move. There's nothing better than being able to not do anything and compete in a sport. That's like saying I'm the best watcher of TV on the planet. I listen to music better than anybody on the planet. Fuck, you're shooting a sniper rifle motionless. Okay, I got it. Hand-eye coordination, Chris. You need to have good hand-eye coordination. I don't give a shit. You don't have to be athletic to have good hand-eye coordination. This dude is seriously lying the fuck down. You can't tell me that you have to be athletic or skinny. Maybe you have to be skinny because your belly's going to interrupt how you lie down on the ground. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I'm just a spectator, but this is a fucking sport in the Olympics. Awesome, man. Good for you. Good for you. I want to be a good shooter so I can lie down and make money and get gold medals for my country, okay? And if you're not lying down, you're standing up motionless. There's no sport, A, where you don't have to stand up, you can lie down, and 2, if you're standing up, you don't have to move. What other sports can do that besides shooting, archery, stuff like that? Just rope them all into one. But anyway, that's number 1 on the list, mainly because you can lie down and do nothing, but that's the top 5 list. So you got curling, you got bowling, you got darts, you got esports, and you got shooting. All right, so that's the list, and don't get me wrong, I hope nobody got offended or took this too seriously. This was just me having a good time and dropping a little reality for all those people out there striving to be good athletes but just don't have the ability to do so. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Stark Raving Sports, one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube, and you won't regret it. But anyway, once again, this is Chris Tiger, the average guy, whatever you want to call me. I don't care, just keep it nice. You guys have a great rest of your day, and as always, you take care.
I call the shots, I run the bulls, I'm Michael Jordan. Hit it with a little bit of push and a little bit of pull when a goddamn mic recording. I bring the heat, I rep the east, I'm like the Celtics. I don't even know what to do with the gold that I get, bitch, I'm Michael Phelps. I'm like LeBron, I get the gold, I'm Sherry Khan, yo, carry bronze. I'm Randy Moss, I'm Mary Khan, my game on Royce, I'm Barry Bonds. I got a cancer, it's horde of fans like a Lance on the Tour de